Hey, so it's been a while since I've made a video like this. So in this video, I want to explain the advantages of grab release in Ultimate. So grab release is one of the mechanics that you don't typically see in the competitive meta. So there's a bit of a surprise factor to it when you use it. And quite frankly, it can cause someone to SD if they're not careful. So I wanted to make a video kind of going through the advantages of them. And yeah. So there are two basic types of grab release. A ground release and an air release. A ground release occurs when your opponent doesn't mash out of a grab or when they don't hit jump when mashing. The advantage of ground release is dependent on your character and whether or not they have a frame 1 move. Like for instance, Marth, I'll typically follow up with like a jab. Depending on how well you read your opponent, players can further disrespect them by following up with something a little bit more harder hitting moves. It's quite funny actually. Now air release follow-ups are very character dependent. So as an example, when I'm playing as Marth, I typically can follow up with a fair, but more often than not, I use air releases to read my opponent and punish accordingly. The big advantage to them is that other players tend to panic and typically air dodge towards me or away. So when your opponent chooses to stay in the air, you'll have the advantage by staying underneath them to allow for more juggle opportunities. And you know, for those games that you basically are reading your opponent's mind, it's a great option because basically they're screwed because you're in their head and you can get the punishes. So one of the main reasons why I use this option is to basically put my opponent in a disadvantaged state by catching them while they're close to the edge or either just a smidge off of it. And if I know that I don't have a combo throw, I typically use this option to force them off stage and basically force them to form an option, and then I punish accordingly. So like by doing a stage spike, follow up with an aerial, or they just panic and SD by air dodging and whatnot. It's pretty funny when that happens. So even though there are no follow-ups that are really true combos, they can allow players to read their opponent's moves and punish accordingly. Plus it feels pretty damn sweet when you actually get a successful read. So yeah. And that's it for the video. So I hope you all enjoyed, and give a like, sub, make a comment, do something.